Welcome to our spring PTSB Ideal Home Show video series, Meet the Experts, our 4 episodes of home inspiration and expert guidance series with special guests. Before we start the discussion, a quick reminder that the spring show is on from Friday 26th to Sunday the 28th of April at the RDS Simmons Court. It promises to be a fantastic show packed with choice, expert advice and inspiration for your home. There's an early bird offer of 2 free adult tickets for a day of your choice. This is only available for a limited time, so make sure you register for your tickets as soon as you can at idealhome.ie. Today, we'll be discussing all things electric cars, and I'm delighted to welcome our expert, motoring journalist Bob Flavin. Bob will be chatting with the EV car brands from the Drive Electric Show area on the Mitsubishi Electric Home Advice Theatre. Bob, you're so welcome to our Meet the Experts series, and I'm so looking forward to talking to you because you are the expert in a subject that I'm very passionate about, which is electric vehicles. Can you tell us a little bit about the electric zone at the show and what people can expect from it?
Well, we'll have lots of brands in the show. It's very important that people see and touch, open doors, have a look inside of a car. It changes your perception. Often people like to look at a car from a photograph, but on our stands we're going to get into them, look at them. We'll have people on the stands as well from each of the brands. They'll answer all your questions, even on finance and other details. So they'll all be there too. And on the stage we'll have experts talking from each of the car brands, talking about the electric future, what they're bringing, what cars are coming. You get lots of information. We condense it down to like 25 minutes, which you'll walk away with huge knowledge about cars.
Amazing that not only do you get to meet the brands, see the car, but actually all the other parts, like you mentioned, the financing, how you actually get set up charging. So what are some of the most common questions that you get asked as an expert on EVs?
The big one is battery replacement. So even when we're sitting here talking today, everybody mentions it today as well, is like a battery somehow wears out and has to be replaced. But batteries are warranted for 8 to 10 years. So they have a longer warranty than an internal combustion engine. So if you bought a petrol engine tomorrow, you would only have about a 5-year warranty maybe, maximum, maybe 3 years, and in some cases 2 years. So a battery is warranty for up to 10 years. That's one of the big ones. The other one is range anxiety, how far you can go across the country, and that is still a big issue in this country. The infrastructure is modernising, but it's not ready for massive adaptation yet. So the worst thing that happens is tomorrow everybody bought an electric car, and then the queues at the charge points will be hugely long and be very disappointing for everybody, because the first thing you do in an electric car or any new car is go for a drive. You get into it and you go, there's a whole family come with you, and you go for a spin. Then you go to a charge point, see what that's like, and it might not be working, might not be there can be a queue, and then the disappointment begins. It takes a while to get used to electric cars, but certainly the simple questions people have are easily answered, but you need to get in, see, touch and feel a car to understand that it's not all bad.
You've spoken a lot about how, changing to an EV is really a lifestyle change. And like you said, we hear about a lot of maybe the worries that people have, the range anxiety, the battery. What are some of the positives? Because I don't think they get talked about a lot with brands like, Volvo, Hyundai. What are the positives that switching can actually have on someone's commute and their driving time?
First thing is, it can be a hell of a lot cheaper and even free if you're willing to go home charge only. So at the show we'll have solar panel installers, we'll have home charge unit installers, they'll all be there. If you have solar panels in your house and a home charger, now you're getting all your energy from the sun. So actually you're fueling your car for nothing, essentially. Now, it won't work every day. This is Ireland after all. When we get to winter time, we only get about 4 or 5 hours of daylight, and even that daylight's not great. But at least you're taking some pressure off the home bills, and you're not charging at a charge point. So it can be substantially cheaper, and in some cases, almost free, very close. The second thing is, they're incredibly quiet. I had one out the other day, and I was driving through Portlaoise with a GoPro mounted on the roof with a mic on it, and I could hear people talking in the street, but the car was totally silent in the shot. So they are totally silent. So when we get to city environments, the more people drive electric cars, the quieter the city becomes. And when you go to a country like, or a city like Stockholm or Oslo, where the uptake has been huge, it is a silent city. And it's very weird. You stand in a traffic light in the street, the cars are zipping by, there's no noise, no nothing. It's lovely. So there's huge benefits. And environmentally speaking, there's no CO2 emissions, there's no emissions, there's no tailpipe, there's no cloud of smoke coming out of the car in the morning. It's all electric. That's not to say it's clean in the entire system, but certainly on the cars on the road, there's no emissions.
It's such an important conversation because nationally we do need to tackle our CO2 emissions, and we know that driving with petrol and diesel is a big cause of that. So for people who are maybe thinking they need to upgrade, then they should definitely come and talk to you. What kind of people do you meet at the show? Because you've been doing this for a while, so you've been through both the spring and autumn shows for many years. Who are the people who come to visit you at the stands and meet the different brands?
The very first type I've always seen is the older couple looking to make a financial move that's going to save them a lot of money. So they've got a small petrol car, they don't do many mileage, they're only driving around the town, small little journeys, and they're making a clever move because they're upgrading their house with grants, they're putting solar panels in anyway, and they want to get an electric car to go with it. So they want to know the best electric car, the best charge points, and the best kind of battery storage unit. They've drilled down, they've done their homework, they have the Excel spreadsheet out, they have real questions. And now, more lately now, it's become a much younger person. Now I find young couples coming, or even a single person coming and going, can the car do what I want to do? Will it be able to drive to Cork? I go and visit my mammy in Kerry every weekend, can I make that journey? So those kind of people now are starting to become quite normal to see at the show, and they're very curious. And they want to see the latest car up close, which we have. All the brands are there, all the ones are available to you. You can see every car, get into every brand, and ask all the questions. So they want to know the best range, the best value, the best style of car, what looks good, the best fashion accessory. And the car has to be that too,
And that's my next question, because we have brands like Citroen, Fiat, Hyundai, Volvo. Do you see any trends emerging with those EVs? Anything that is kind of, very fashionable at the moment? What are you seeing emerge at the moment?
Fashion has always been a big part of cars. Cars are always advertised with airplanes, with watches. There's always a car in there somewhere. Perfume, makeup, there's always something happening with a car. So cars are a massive fashion statement. And what's happening is we're getting smaller electric cars that are much more fashionable to look at than those massive SUVs. So the SUVs now will start straying back towards a plug-in hybrid, and we'll start to get smaller electric fashion-based cars like Fiat's, like Hyundai's. Because some of the latest Hyundai's, the Ioniq 6, incredibly slope roof, looks gorgeous on the road, real fashion statement, but it can do 500 kilometre range. It's a proper car too. So that fashion trend will continue, because an electric car can be any shape on the outside. Not like a combustion engine car needs space for the engine.
Oh, wow,
you don't need
of
that
course.
space. The batteries on the floor, motors are on the wheels, you can have any shape you want on the outside.
So they're going to become even more and more futuristic looking as time goes on, it sounds like. I'd love to talk about something that you've already touched on, which is the environmental and the sustainability side, which people know the benefits of. But what about the recycling? That's a question that comes up a lot. Can EVs be recycled? What about the batteries? What's happening in that side of the industry?
Well, the big part of batteries have a lifespan. So like your phone, you would have bought a brand new phone last year, and you look at Apple was the only one that brought it in. So they brought in a system where you look and see how much of your battery's left. And nobody worries. Nobody cares, it's fine. And then one day you go, the charge not lasting quite as long as this, and you change the whole phone instead of just changing the battery, right? Now cars are quite the same. We're not going to change the battery. But if a battery falls below 80% under warranty, your battery will be replaced by the manufacturer. If the battery falls outside the warranty, that's 8 years from now. That's a long time to have a car, right? A long, long time for a car to be on the road. 8 to 10-year-old cars are still on the road now. We still have those. But if it comes to the end of its life, that battery will go on to power an office block or a house. They can be installed. They're flat packed. They're already flat inside the engine. It's a big, long, flat plate underneath the car. It can be mounted on your wall. It can power your house, power office blocks. It can power stations as a battery storage unit. It can store energy from windmills. It can store energy from solar. It goes on to another life. And if it reaches the end of that life, a battery is almost 100% recyclable. So it's completely made of aluminium. There's only small bits of lithium, small bits of cobalt that go on to be other batteries. But the aluminium case that it's in is 100% recyclable.
Wow, okay, that's really amazing to know. I'd love to know, there's going to be so much happening at the show, and there's so much happening in your area. What are you most excited about this April?
Well, what I really want to know is to be on the cutting edge. So what we bring is the manufacturers to the show. So we ask the managing directors, the marketing managers, the ones who are really getting all the latest information up on the stage to explain where we're going next. And also to dispel a few myths. So the idea that batteries cost 20 grand per place, they do, but nobody's spending that. It doesn't happen so far. There's been a couple of Facebook stories that have popped up over the years that they have truth to them, but they're distorted. They're distorted the facts. So I'm sure the people who rode horses to work, when the combustion engine arrived in a car went, nah, horses are better. I'm going to stick with my horse, much more reliable, never gets tired, just feed it once a day and it's fine, right? So that's what we got at the time. And then the combustion engine took over. But the first cars were battery powered. The very first personal automobile made by a Scottish man was battery powered. They weren't recyclable, they weren't even renewable, they weren't even rechargeable. You just throw the battery away and put in a new battery. But that was our first car. So we're at the cutting edge again now, where we're making this transition to a different energy, a different power, and we're going to power personal cars with them. And our buses, and our trains, and the Lewis, and the Dart, all electric powered.
You're so forward thinking, and I honestly feel inspired, and I'm sure anyone who's watching this who maybe has been a little bit reluctant to explore this might be feeling excited now. So what would you recommend if someone's sitting at home and they think, oh, maybe I should start to look electric? What would you say to them if they're planning on coming to the show?
Well, if you're coming on the show, come with questions. Come with a good, honest question. Honestly, the more honest your question, don't pretend you know all about it. Come in with a real honest question as to which one you should choose, what kind of battery you'd like to have in your car. You know, the whole cobalt mining, well, BYD will probably be there too, and they don't mine any cobalt. They have a blade battery, no cobalt in it. And every manufacturer's going cobalt free now. So there's no more cobalt in batteries, so there's another answer we have. There's lots of information available, and lots of stuff I've learned on international trips, working with the actual makers of batteries, and what they're going to do next. What is the next thing? I have that, but to me it's normal knowledge. To you it's brand new, you know, it's exciting stuff. So we try to relay that as much as we can. So come with the questions, be open, tell me what car you brought to the show. What do you drive now? What kind of mileage do you do? If you have an NCT, your mileage is recorded every year by the NCT Centre. So have a look. If it's below 10,000, there's no reason why you shouldn't have a battery car.
Well, it sounds like you're the expert to talk to. In fact, I know you're the expert to talk to. You'll be at the Drive Electric Zone in April, and I'm so looking forward to coming visiting you then. Bob, thanks so much for your time.
You're very good.
That's all we have time for today. We can't wait to see you at the show this year. You can meet the experts from all of the EV car brands at the Drive Electric show area on the Mitsubishi Electric Home Advice Theatre to start your EV journey. Today's beautiful set was styled by Studio B Homewares and Diamond Furniture, who offer a beautiful range of furniture and sustainable homewares. Their services include interior design and home staging. Diamond Furniture will have an extensive range at the show on stand Q10. And I can't wait to see you all at the DFS Interiors Theatre. I'll be there every day of the show, interviewing a fantastic lineup of industry leaders and experts, including QS, Patricia Power, and Hugh Wallace. Topics will include interior design trends, decor, home makeovers, home extensions, upcycling, financing, and so much more. And finally, don't forget there is an early bird offer of 2 free adult tickets for a day of your choice. This is only available for a very limited time, so make sure you register for your tickets as soon as you can at idealhome.ie.